Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Sykeston Fieldhouse for championship night of the SEMO Conference Tournament. We have our consolation title game tonight with the Jackson Indians playing Notre Dame Bulldogs. Before we get to the starting lineups, we ask that you please rise. Gentlemen, remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. And now let's meet the starting lineups for the 6th-seeded Jackson Indians. They will be the visiting team on the scoreboard. 5'10" junior, number 3, Michael Schneider. 6'1" senior, number 14, Colton Sire. 6'5" senior, number 22, Dalton Tollison. 6'3" junior, number 23, Luke Reynolds. And 6'9" senior, 33, Seth Biesink. The Indians are coached by Darren Scott. Assistant coaches Mike Holloway, Brad Wendell, and Carson King. And now for the starting lineups for the 4th-seeded Notre Dame Bulldogs. Number 2, 5'9" junior, Tyler Londaway. 5'10" junior, number 11, Cam Dohan. 6'3" senior, number 12, Carter Dame. 6'4" junior, number 20, Justice Toma. 6'5" senior, number 50, Thomas Crippen. The Bulldogs are coached by Paul Unterreiner, assistant coaches Jeremy Brinkmeyer and Quinn Poitras. Davis, Lloyd Rice, and Jay Piles.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to championship night here of the SEMO Conference Tournament. First to 3, glad you're with us. Jeff Limbaugh alongside Chris Hotchkiss. Jackson in the black uniforms with the red trim. Notre Dame in the white uniforms with the North Carolina blue trim.
Having to find a basketball. They went. I guess all of them got put back up on a rack, and the officials went out, and they're like, hey.
Hard to play it without one.
We need a ball.
Four versus 6 seed here. Jackson in the 2-3 at least to start.
Notre Dame was upset in the first round by the 5 seed, the Charleston Blue Jays. Jackson was taken out in the first round by Poplar Bluff, who's the 3 seed.
Dohan stepped in with the steal. And there's our first bucket. A little different look. Jackson starting lineup. Peyton Sawyer not getting the start.
Yeah.
And already a turnover. And there's another one. Cam Dohan ahead of the field. Got to have a good guard, don't you, Chris? In the game nowadays, it's so quick and getting you in your offense.
Well, I'm thinking back to Wednesday night. Sawyer left that game at the end with a little bit of an injury, didn't he?
Yeah, right. Now you say that. He twisted an ankle, didn't he? Or something like that. Yeah. That's a good point.
I was kind of thinking back, once you made that point about him not being in the starting lineup.
We changed balls.
Yeah.
Cam Dohan said, I like that one better. He hit the second free throw. And another steal. No shots yet for Jackson.
Yeah, 3 possessions, 3 turnovers.
And it's Cam Dohan 5, Jackson nothing. That matchup zone Notre Dame's been playing forever. Got to have some ball movement. Good pass inside, and there's the first Jackson bucket of the game.
Luke Reynolds with the bucket.
First quarter action, still a lot of seats here. Championship night, always fun for the SEMO Conference.
Had a big night here last night in both the semifinal games. Had a packed house here and 2 entertaining games.
Crippen got the roll from about 15. Notre Dame playing well.
Still
in the early going.
In that 2-2-1 full court press. And as Jeff said, they'll drop back into that matchup zone in the half court.
And a good-looking shot there by Colton Sire. Indians down, trailing by 2. Oh, tough break there for Carter Dane.
Yeah.
He usually doesn't miss that shot.
Kickball going to stay right here with the Indians.
Christmas seeds will be out, I believe, for these 2 teams up at Southeast Missouri Christmas tournament. I think they seed Sunday, so this has ramifications on seeding for that tournament.
Good point. They probably do seed Sunday. That probably sounds about right. Cam Dohan's going to pick up his first.
Cam Dohan, his first. Team foul number 1.
2 of the bigger squads enrollment-wise in that tournament. Timeout Notre Dame.
Got our email graphic up. If you'd like to email us in, webcast at sykestonr6.org. Again, that's webcast at sykestonr6.org. We'll be monitoring that all through the night, not just in this first game here, but all 3 nights we'll have that, or all 3 games we'll have that up there. We'd love to hear from you and what your thoughts are on the tournament, or maybe the game at hand, or game later tonight, or whatever. We'd like the interactions that we get back and forth.
And we know you're out there. We see the numbers. Thousands of people were there semifinal action yesterday.
Yeah, myself and Mr. Beidler were looking this afternoon at that semifinal matchup between Sykeston and Charleston last night. And mid-afternoon today, it had already had over 2,200 views.
Wow.
About 500 folks were watching it live last night, so obviously you've had some go back and re-watch it. And
another turnover for the Indians. Pass inside to Dame and a block. Great defense by Tollison. Still a 2-point Notre Dame lead. There's where Jackson needs to go inside. Tollison loose on the baseline. At the height advantage. Well, you can say that almost every time Jackson plays somebody in our area. They'll have the height advantage.
Notre Dame's come roaring back to tie it up, and not for a Dohan.
How about Cam Dohan, his best game already of the tournament right here.
He's got 7.
Good-looking guard. And how many steals?
He's got 8. I'm sorry. I shortchanged him.
Couldn't save it from going out of bounds. I like the 2 guards for Notre Dame, Londaway and Cam Dohan, both juniors. Played together. They've played together since they were little, so they know each other well. Beesink, a little jump hook. Good start for Beesink. Didn't have a very good night in the loss. believe that was Wednesday they played. 10-9 Notre Dame inside of 4 minutes left in the first quarter. Good pass inside, and they kick it out. Good job by Jackson recovering, shifting over. Tolman's going to be fouled, strong to the bucket.
That's the first on Beesink. Second team foul on the Indians. Should have 3 pretty good games here for you tonight.
Games all week concluding tonight. It's been fun.
Buffalo Wild Wings is sponsoring the hospitality room tonight. What a great job those ladies do taking care of us each and every night. Last 2 weeks they've been up here.
No doubt. Robinson lost it out of bounds.
I don't know what I'm going to do next week. 2 weeks in a row, partner, me and you have been here every night, hosted a girls tournament last week.
Where else would you rather be than this great field house facility that
No
Sykeston
doubt.
Enjoys here?
Boys tournament
Just
this
love
week.
being in the field house.
Miss Hotchkiss is going to have to start cooking again for me next week.
3-point shot up and good as Toma shows his outside range. 4-point Notre Dame lead and another steal. Londaway picked him from behind. And finishes it with a left-handed spin. Darren Scott from Jackson wants a timeout. 15-9 Notre Dame when we come back. Jeff Limbaugh, Chris Hodges back here. Championship night. Notre Dame's led throughout here. This is for the Consolation Championship. Both these teams wanting to get 2 wins out of this strong tournament. Notre Dame's defense just been so good here in the quarter. Getting their hands, deflections, some steals as well.
Notre Dame, the 4 seed in this tournament. Jackson, the 6.
I believe that's the lowest Jackson's ever came in this tournament.
Yeah, I don't remember him being that low before.
Robinson continues his fine play to 6'6" junior.
Already 5 different players in the scoring column for Jackson.
Jackson's won this tournament. It's been mostly dominated by Sykeston and Charleston. Off the back rim. And stolen by Londaway. Tollison had it. And it ends up with another bucket by Toma.
Second 3 of the quarter for Toma.
7-point Notre Dame lead inside of 2 minutes. Jackson really pushed out on the perimeter, and there's a good backdoor look. And an easy bucket for Luke Reynolds. Slipped in from that weak side.
4 points for Reynolds.
Nice job. Left-handed Caleb LeGrand. With the left hand, the 6'4" sophomore. That's the only way it was going in, Chris. If he used the left hand, it was going to get blocked if he had went in with the right hand.
He's going to try to complete the 3-point play.
7-point Notre Dame lead. Still yet to cross the timeline. Now they do. Sire missed a shot. Attacking the bucket. He'll go to the line to shoot 2 free throws for Jackson.
Foul on Notre Dame's Justice Toma. That's his first personal foul. Team foul number 2. Colton took Sire to the line.
1:08 left in the first quarter. This place will get packed as the night progresses.
I'm sure it will.
Sire with the free throw. It's a 6-point Notre Dame lead coming up on the 1-minute mark. And another pretty move, inside move by Caleb LeGrand over Beasing.
He's got 4 points now in this first quarter, does LeGrand.
Toma with the boards. See what Notre Dame wants to play for the final shot here in the quarter or attack the bucket. Floyd with the jumper. Inside of 30 seconds. 8-point Notre Dame lead. Jackson trying to get closer. And a good block by LeGrand.
Now Notre Dame may hold for the last shot.
Well, LeGrand's played well. I don't remember calling his name much.
He has not scored in their first 2 games. He's got 4 points here in the first quarter of this game.
Playing well. Add some size to Notre Dame at 6'4". Only a sophomore. Only sophomore on the roster for Notre Dame. Inside of 10, Londaway. Toma. And a block with 0.6 seconds left. Neither team in the bonus, though. That's a bad foul.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, especially being number 2 on Dohan.
How much you can do with 0.6. We'll see if Jackson can even get a shot off. Notre Dame's going to let him. And the horn sounds ending this first quarter. Notre Dame on top at the end of 1, 22-14 over Jackson. Second quarter when we come back. Jackson's ball when we come back, starting second quarter. Indians trailing 22-14. Notre Dame played well in that first quarter, both offensively and defensively, caused a lot of turnovers. But Jackson's hung around, only trailing by 8, as bad as they played in that first quarter. Still no Sawyer, so I think you made a good call, Chris. I think he is probably hurt for Jackson. Beasink strike down the middle, missed a shot. Go up, big boy. Couldn't get it to fall, and the ball's knocked out of bounds. They'll give it to Notre Dame.
Notre Dame was 1 for 5 from the free throw line in that first quarter. Jackson 1 for 2.
Crippen back in. Little floater in the paint, up and good over Tollison. 10-point lead for Notre Dame, their biggest of the night.
Crippen's got 4.
Good call there, over the back, playing himself back and kind of jumped over. Another turnover for Jackson. Heiser on the right wing, playing catch with Londaway. There's that 18-footer that Crippen can hit. Missed it this time. Tollison with another board for Jackson. 10-point Notre Dame lead. Bisick knocked it out of bounds. A point-blank look for Tollison. Couldn't get it to roll.
I thought Snyder had a easy little shot right there. It was maybe a little too unselfish.
That happens frequently.
3 good games on the docket for you tonight. You got this one right here in the Consolation Championship. 7 o'clock is the third-place game. It will be Poplar Bluff taking on Charleston. And then for the championship at 8:30, it'll be Sykeston, who is up to number 2 in the Class 4 polls, against Cape Central, who is up to number 4 in the Class 4 polls. So a couple state-ranked teams will be playing for the SEMO Conference Championship.
Probably first of 3 meetings those 2 teams will have.
I'd say there's a very good chance of that.
I like the Bluff-Charleston matchup. 2 teams with disappointing losses Thursday. How are they going to bounce back? Who's going to want to play in that 3rd and 4th place game? Both those teams expected to be in the championship. Reynolds with the bucket.
He's got 6 points to lead the Indians.
Crippen over Bisick. He let him have it. Missed the shot. Jackson can draw closer than 8 here on this trip. I mean, I'm up on the 5-minute mark.
Remember, we've got the email address up there if you want to send us an email, webcast@sykestonr6.org.
Way downtown, Colton Sire, the 6'1 senior. Leads down to 5 after the 3-pointer by Sire.
That's his second made 3 of this ball game.
And Sire with a steal and got the foul on Floyd. Good job by Sire, anticipating that pass from Heiser. Still nobody in the bonus yet. Jackson will have it right in front of the scorer's table. Those guys at the scorer's table been here just like we have every game.
Lots of folks have put on these 2 tournaments both of these weeks.
When this is over, we've done, 13?
This week.
This week.
Had 12 last week, so 25 games total.
Tollison with the foul for Jackson.
And then for us Sykeston folks, we had a regular season home game last week too, so 26 basketball games here in the Fieldhouse in the last 2 weeks.
We had the folks at Jackson here, correct me if I'm wrong, Chris. They were kind of looking over what Sykeston had for televising like we do, able to do here. So maybe Jackson's going to copy some of Mr. Beidler's tips and try to do something like that up there at their school.
Mr. Beidler and his students do a fabulous job each and every year with these broadcasts. I don't know how many different students he has this year, but they've been, shuffling in and out of here for the last 2 weeks. You'll see, the same faces each and every night. Then, the next night you may have a new crew or whatever. But these students, you can tell they really take the responsibility seriously, and they do a great job.
Yeah, how many people have Mr. Beidler touched through his years here with up here in the – I know we've seen a lot come and go through the years.
Quite a few.
Floyd strong to the bucket, partially blocked. Carter Dane got out there. He knew Sire would take that.
Yeah.
Carter Dane come out to challenge it. I like his Robinson right there with the ball. He comes in and gives them a spark. Very physical, battling inside with LeGrand. And he can hit that outside shot, Chris. We've watched him hit that as well. You better get out there and find him out on the perimeter. Tollison in traffic. I think Dane might have got it from behind. 2 trips down. Jackson couldn't get closer. Dane wants it inside. Bodies fall.
Yeah.
No call.
Looked like Schneider just fell down.
And an ill-advised pass there from Reynolds to Tollison. Goes out of bounds. So 3 straight trips down the floor for Jackson without a bucket.
We've been stuck on a 5-point lead here for Notre Dame for seems like about a minute or so.
Rondaway using the screen from Dane. Cam Dohan checked back in the lineup, playing with 2 fouls. Coming up on the 2-minute mark, Notre Dame and the ball in the 5-point lead. Toma missed the runner. Inside of 2 minutes. Robinson take that at the free throw line. He won't. Leaves it for Reynolds, who missed a 3-point shot. Toma draws the foul on the blocking foul. I believe they got Reynolds.
Foul on Jackson's Luke Reynolds. That's his first.
That is his first.
Foul number 6.
Next foul will send Notre Dame to the free throw line with 1:39 left in the half. Notre Dame's led throughout. Jackson's got close a couple of times. Biggest lead of the game's been 10 so far. Let's see what play number 2 is here for Notre Dame. It's a 1-4 high. Double screen. And they'll restart. 1 minute mark. Carter Dane strong to the hole, but even better play by Reynolds with the block.
Yeah, it came over.
He's got the ball on the other end. Nobody stopped him, and he laid it up and in. Coach Unterreiner from Notre Dame will use a timeout with 51 seconds left in the half. It's a 3-point Notre Dame lead at 24-21. Jeff Limbaugh, Chris Hotchkiss. Day 5 of the SEMO Conference Tournament. See what Notre Dame wants to do after using a timeout. Cam Dohan and Thomas skipping it back and forth, side to side to each other. Flected out of bounds by Reynolds. Crippen will check in for Notre Dame with 27 seconds left. 3-point Notre Dame lead. Crimp, and he might have got away with a walk. Notre Dame will play for the final shot here, you got to believe. It's inside of 13 seconds. Londaway right by the Bulldog, as you can see. Tough pass inside Crippen, deflected. 3 seconds left. Can Jackson get a shot off? And they won't. Halftime score. Jackson trailing Notre Dame. It's Notre Dame 24, Jackson 21 at the half.
Chris Hotchkiss, Jeff Limbaugh back here. Let's run through the first half stats. First for Jackson, 8 points for Reynolds, 7 points for Sire, 2 points for Tollison, 2 points for Robinson, and 2 points for B-Sync to give the Indians their total of 21. Notre Dame had 8 points from Dohan, 6 for Toma, 4 apiece for Crippen and LeGrand, and 2 for Londaway for their total of 24. Only 4 points scored, or excuse me, 4 field goals in that second quarter.
Who, by Notre Dame or Jackson?
Both.
Both teams had 4 field goals.
4 field goals in that second quarter.
That's why we've got a score like we have. Cam Dohan starts it off for Notre Dame with a 3.
That's the first on Crippen. Nobody in foul trouble. Cam Dohan, the only player with 2 fouls in the game.
B-Sync hits the first free throw. Sure, Coach Scott would like more offense out of B-Sync. I think that's his 4th point, right, Chris? Something like that?
Yes, he's got 4. I think he'd probably just like more offense, period.
By anybody. How about the 3-point shooting tonight, Toma for Notre Dame?
His 3rd. He had 2 back in the first quarter.
Showing some range. Good job, Schneider, getting out of that tramp. There's B-Sync with a jumper. Right on the baseline. They trade baskets back and forth, we do, here in the third. Toma for another 3. Five-point Notre Dame lead. They've led throughout. Jump ball, possession arrow. It'll stay with the Indians. Just underway, third quarter. Reynolds at the free throw line. Jumper won't go. Jackson not shooting well from the field. Not really anybody, really. Still only trailed by 5.
Yeah.
Dane got up in the air. Luckily, Londaway got it back. Stops and goes. And you leave it up there. It's a jump ball, possession arrow. They'll stay with Notre Dame.
Notre Dame was a little late getting in their inbound play right there. They didn't realize that they were going to have the ball on the alternating possession.
Well, I thought that was kicked by B-Sync, no call. And then another tie up. In about 30 seconds, we've had 3 change of possessions with the jump ball. Looks like a girls' game.
Got a email from Chess Sawyer that says that Peyton is hurt. He's got an ankle injury, should be back in a couple of days. That's good to hear that he's only going to be out a couple days.
Tollison with the look inside. Good ball movement.
We've been very impressed by Sawyer. Good guard.
And you can tell Jackson misses him.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Jackson misses him out there. Good guard for the Indians.
So the senior doesn't get to play in his last game of a SEMO conference tournament. Toma attacks the bucket and gets it and the foul.
He's got
Good
5.
game by Toma.
Excuse me, Jeff. He's got 5 points in the quarter, 11 in the game now.
Seems like more than that, Chris. He's hit 3 threes.
To the line, shooting 1, Justice Toma.
Notre Dame's got some size, just looking.
Yeah.
6'4", 6'4", 6'4", 6'3", 6'5". Another chance for Notre Dame on the good bounce. Jackson's ball, trailing by 5 at 32-27 at the 5-minute mark. Attaboy, B-Sync, strong to the hole. Couldn't finish, but he'll go to the line shoot too.
You talked about that, wanting to be more B-Sync to be more offensive.
Yeah.
That's number 2 on Crippen.
He takes that ball to the hole like that, Chris, and then, next time maybe he steps back and he hits that 10-foot jumper that he can shoot.
Yeah, I was going to say, he can hit that step-back jumper.
Missed the first free throw here.
That's his first free throw that he's
One
missed tonight.
sets up the other.
Right.
Hit that jumper and then pump fake and drive it to the bucket. All plays off of each other. Floyd back in the lineup for Notre Dame. 4-point lead. Jackson gets close. They just can't get over the hump. Crippen wants it inside.
Yeah, he shuffled his feet.
Good defense by B-Sync, calls that. Reynolds in the paint with the floater. Blocked by Crippen, who came away with it. Better get out on Toma. He'll hit that shot.
Notre Dame's led throughout, but it's been pretty close for the entire game.
Noel missed a jumper. Inside of 4 minutes left in the third. Reynolds couldn't finish. And a loose ball foul underneath, going to be on Jackson. No, going to be on Notre Dame.
Justice Toma, that's his second personal foul. Team foul number 3.
Jackson can cut it in half here with the bucket. They trail by 4. Snyder's pass deflected out of bounds, and they'll talk about it, and they'll give it to Jackson. Tollison got it back. Sire over Crippen. Tollison with the putback. 2-point game. 32-30.
That got the Jackson bench up and on their feet.
Crippen and Tollison banging. Look at that, all that banging going on inside. Switched on the screen. Tried to get it back to Crippen. They're going to get Crippen with the offensive foul. Had Snyder posted up. Snyder at 5'10", Crippen at 6'5".
That's going to be 3 on Crippen with 2:50 left in this third quarter.
Jackson can tie for the first time since this thing started. Sire in traffic. Couldn't do it. Cam Dohan the other way. Floyd on the right wing. Londaway up in the air, nowhere to go. Got a turnover. Coming up on the 2-minute mark here in the third.
Yeah, I think you got to push in the back right there.
So Bisick from the spot. It's going to be on Knoll.
It's going to be his first.
Foul on Notre Dame's Braden Knoll.
We'd like to thank all of our sponsors that help make this tournament a success. A lot of different businesses out there in and around the Sykeston community, Southeast Missouri area that support this tournament.
Blocking foul underneath. Allen Wire, one of them.
They are. Buffalo Wild Wings back there tonight. Pizza Inn, Colton's, all those different JDs at different places. Zaxby's that have, given their
Carla G.
All the banks, a lot of the different banks in town. First State Community Bank, Montgomery Bank, Focus Bank, Ferguson Medical Group, Missouri Delta. A lot of different
Takes
folks.
the whole town to run the tournament.
No doubt about it. And this town is very supportive of this tournament.
Londaway with the steal. Couldn't get it to fall.
Mitchell
Pick Sire's pocket. Jackson's had opportunities. They just can't tie it.
His third personal foul. Team foul number 2.
That's 3 on Colton Sire.
5'9" junior, Tyler Londaway. First free throw up and good. Lead back to 3 for Notre Dame. Tollison didn't stay long on the sideline. He checks back in. Filling up a little more here at the field house as he hits both free throws, and Notre Dame will use a timeout here with 1:26 left in the third. Notre Dame 34, Jackson 30 when we come back. Closing down third quarter, partner. 4-point Notre Dame lead. We're battling for the Consolation Championship. Charleston Bluff right after this.
Third place game.
And then everybody wanting to see the Class 4 battle. Sykeston versus Cape Central.
That game, no doubt, will have district ramifications.
They'll meet 3 times. This game's important now, but I think the next one will really be
the
key one, yeah. I guess if I'm a Sykeston fan, I want to lose. Not saying I want to lose, but if Cape's got to win one game, which they don't, right?
Can't see me on TV, but no, they don't have to.
Londaway with a nice steal. 4-point Notre Dame lead. Back to the free throw line. He's had a couple of steals here.
Yes.
Extend the lead. Jackson got it down to 2.
That's the second on Schneider.
That's his second personal foul. Team foul number 3. Tyler Londaway to the line shooting 2.
Great free throw shooter is Londaway.
3 for 3 from the line.
Back
tonight.
to 5 quickly for Notre Dame. Can't hit that, just so I brag on him on his free throw shooting. He missed it. Schneider just now crossing the timeline, just barely under the count. Backdoor to Robinson, missed the shot, got a good look, wouldn't fall. On the way the other way, plenty of time left on the clock, and nobody picked him up, and he laid it up and in with the left hand.
He's got 7 points in this quarter, 9 in the game. Only had 2 points coming into this quarter.
Robinson for 3. It would have counted if it went. It did not, and the third quarter's in the book. Still Notre Dame on top. Notre Dame 37, Jackson 30. Fourth quarter when we come back. Fourth quarter action here. Notre Dame versus Jackson. Notre Dame's ball with the 7-point lead. Jackson cut it to 2 in that third quarter. Couldn't get any closer. Had a couple of trips down to tie it, possibly take the lead. Couldn't do it. Ball's kicked out of bounds. Looking inside to Crippen. Biesick fronted him, couldn't get it to him.
Notre Dame's led throughout.
And they're going to get Carter Dane with an illegal screen out high. Player control foul, so there's no free throws.
That is number 4 on Crippen, though.
Oh, Crippen. I thought it was Carter Dane.
They reported Crippen. Carter Dame is saying it was him. Now they're going to come over and talk about it. Officials got together.
Correction on the last foul. That was on Carter Dane, his second person.
So that is going to be on
Carter
Carter
Dane.
Dane.
Carter
Yeah.
Dane.
Crippen was like, that was on me? That would have been big if he'd have picked up his 4th.
Right. Referees huddled up, got it right. That's good. And a steal by Notre Dame. Crippen working his way over to 6'9". Biesick with the left hand. What a pretty bucket that was.
6 points.
Talked about Crippen's footwork all week long, Chris. Just got some great moves for a post. And another bad turnover. And a good timeout by Darren Scott and the Jackson Indians. Their lead for Notre Dame is now at 9 at 39-30 after this Jackson timeout. Back to the 9-point lead for Cape Notre Dame. They'll have the ball.
Jackson has 3 timeouts left in this game. Notre Dame with 2. Winner of this game will win the Consolation Championship.
Jackson needing a bucket. Tollison from the good pass from Biesink. Stopped the Notre Dame run there.
Yeah, first point of the quarter for the Indians.
Tolman leans in off the back rim. Crippen that was. I said Tolman, meant Crippen. Sire strong to the bucket, counting and the foul.
He's got 9 points now for the Indians.
Foul on Notre Dame's Thomas Crippen. That's his 4th.
There's the 4th foul on Crippen. Unless they change it.
To the line, shooting 1.
No, I think that is going to be on Crippen.
Sire brings the Indians back to within 4 with the made free throw. Notre Dame's always got an answer when Jackson gets close. Carter Dame over Biesink too hard. Here comes Jackson. Backed off of Biesink. He didn't recognize it. Tollison draws the double team. And a 3-point shot up and good by Luke Reynolds. And it's a 1-point Notre Dame lead coming up on the 5-minute mark left in this game.
It's his first 3 of the game for Reynolds, 11th point.
Londoy will answer with a 3 of his own.
He's got 12 now to lead all scorers as Londoy.
42-38 Notre Dame. Always an answer when Jackson gets close.
First player for either team in double figures is Londoy.
Snyder cut off, got a dribble out of the pressure. Knocked out of bounds by LeGrand. Floyd and Knoll back into the lineup for Notre Dame. Sire drains a 3 right from the previous spot that Reynolds hit. It's a 1-point Notre Dame lead at 42-41. Back-to-back 3s for Jackson. Much needed 3s. LeGrand holds it out high.
Going to be a good one here in the last 4 minutes. Who's going to take home the Consolation Championship?
Carter Dane says, why not? In and out, wouldn't fall. Knocked out of bounds. Oh, we got a foul, I believe, a foul underneath. Going to be on Jackson.
I think they're going to get Luke Reynolds on the foul.
You're correct.
Foul on Jackson. Luke Reynolds, that's his 3rd personal foul.
Inside of 4 minutes left. 1-point Notre Dame lead. Bulldogs ball underneath their bucket. Carter Dame has it slide down his leg out of bounds into the Notre Dame bench. Jackson with a bucket here could have their first lead of the game. For 3. And there it is. Luke Reynolds at the 3:36 mark gives Jackson their first lead at 44-42.
3 threes in this quarter for the Jackson Indians.
Carter Dame the other way, and it's a short-lived lead. He hits the top of the circle 3.
You talked about Notre Dame has an answer every time Jackson makes a little run.
Kicked out of bounds. It'll stay with Jackson on the far side. Cam Dohan back in the lineup. for Notre Dame.
We've got the email address up if you want to send us an email, webcast@sykesnr6.org.
Got Jeff Williams right beside us. Jeff, you want to talk to Jeff? He's here.
He'll answer any questions.
He'll answer it. Beesink double teamed, looking for help. 1 point Notre Dame lead. Too hard with that. And Sire knocks.
It's going to be 4 on Sire.
Dohan flying. No free throws yet. Only the 5th team foul on Jackson. Coach Scott wants him to go half-court man. Yeah, it's a zone. The fist is a 2-3 zone. Most of the time it's a half-court man, but it is a zone. Notre Dame's going to spread it out with the 1 point lead. Floyd for 3. Too hard. Went over the top. Sire with his 4 fouls comes in to play offense. Coach Scott will probably sub him in and out on the offensive side when he can. Coming up on the 2-minute mark, Jackson trails by 1, and they want a timeout. We'll take it with them. 2:04 left. 1 point. Notre Dame lead at 45-44. .204 left, Chris Hodges, 45-44 Notre Dame.
Been a good one here. Notre Dame the 4th seed, Jackson the 6th seed.
See what Coach Scott drew up here. Inside of 2 minutes left. Pass deflected out of bounds. That was tough right there as Reynolds got caught up in the air. He'll stay with Jackson. Schneider in traffic. Had it blocked from behind by Toma. Still Jackson's ball. Beesink. Left elbow extended. Gives Jackson another lead, 46-45. Now the pressure on Notre Dame. Dohan curls back out, thought about a 3. Crippen wants it inside, working against Beesink. Now a double team. Stolen away by Schneider to Sire. Jackson with the ball in the 1 point lead. Any foul by Notre Dame will send Jackson to the free throw line inside of a minute. Saved by Beesink, and Coach Scott had to use a timeout to keep that possession alive. 53 seconds left. Jackson with the ball and the 1 point lead when we come back.
State 5.
Jackson's ball. They've got one timeout left with 53 seconds left. The Indians have the ball and a 1-point lead. They've trailed throughout this game. Trying to take care of the ball. Let's see if Notre Dame wants to gamble. They could foul, send Jackson to the free throw line. On the perimeter, you'll see the clock, and there's the foul on Beesink out high.
I was just getting ready to say Beesink may not be the one you want to foul.
He'll go to the line, 1-1, only the 19th foul, so the next foul will be double bonus. Seth Beesink at the line, trying to extend this 1-point Jackson lead.
Beesink's 3 for 4 from the line in the game. Make it 4 for 5.
Hit that one. Might not even have hit a rim. He'll get a second. Even if he makes this, and he does, it's still a one-possession game with the 3-point Jackson lead, which is their biggest of the night. Toma can hit a three. He's got the ball in his hands. Londaway. And Notre Dame will use a timeout with 19.5 seconds left. They'll have it on the side when we come back. Jackson on top, 48-45. Notre Dame will send out Dame, Londaway, Dohan, Carter Dame, and Crippen, trailing by 3 with 15 seconds left. Looks like Notre Dame's going to play for the tie. Londaway for 3, off the rim, no good. Rebound Jackson and a quick foul. So it looks like things have turned to Jackson's way. 2 free throws coming down on the other end in the double bonus, and even one out of these 2 will seal the deal for Jackson.
Luke Reynolds yet to shoot a free throw on the night.
Notre Dame needs Jackson to miss both of these. Luke Reynolds, a 6'3 junior, hit that one.
That may do it.
And that might do it. 4-point lead. Jackson will pull everybody off the line. Second free throw, no good. Londaway. Dame will hit it. They'll count it. Coach Unterreiner tried to call a timeout, and they won't say it didn't happen in time. So give the bucket to Dame at the end, but Jackson's going to win it here to take home the Consolation Championship, 49-48 over Notre Dame, who's led throughout this game.
All right, let's run through some quick totals. First here for Notre Dame. They were led by 12 points for Tyler Londaway, 6 points apiece for Carter Dame and Thomas Crippen, 5 points for Toma and 3 points for Dohan for their total of 48. For Jackson, only 4 players in the scoring column, but 3 of them got in double figures. 5 players, as they were led by 15 points for Luke Reynolds, 13 for Colton Sire, 11 points for Seth Besink, 8 for Dalton Tollison, and 2 points for Chase Robinson to give Jackson their total of 49. The Indians win at 49-48. They outscored Notre Dame 19-11 in that fourth quarter to come back and get this victory. So congratulations to the 6th seed, the Jackson Indians, winning the Consolation Championship here against the number 4 seed from Notre Dame. So that'll wrap it up here in this Consolation Championship. We'll step aside for a quick break. We'll come back with the third place game. It will be Poplar Bluff taking on Charleston.